The church at Thessalonica are believers. They know Jesus came once and is coming again. A couple of times in his letters to them, Paul has to remind them to keep going to work, that the end is not here yet. So they are fully on board with Jesus coming again. But they have questions because some members of their community have died between the time that they became believers and Jesus' return, which they felt was any minute now. And the church wants to be sure that those people are included in the reunion with Jesus that Paul has said is coming. Now that makes total sense. Death separates, relationships are severed, hopes are dashed. The stories that we tell about our futures have to be rewritten. But I think the Thessalonians are asking about more than particular individuals. They want to know if they will be together again as a community. Everyone together, living, dead. And I don't think I really understood that until this year. Will we be together again as a community? Everyone, old and young, pre-existing conditions or not? Will we be together again singing in the sanctuary? Because it's hurting me to only see some of you when I'm thinking of all of you. I want to have communion again, where we eat from the same plate, where the bread I break at the front is put on the plates and handed out. Will we be together again as a community? With so many dear members of this community making take-home meals and senior luncheons and getting gift cards for share families and doing tech support so that the worship service isn't just me howling into my phone in frustration. So many people picking huge, gorgeous videos to fill our hearts and our sanctuaries when we can't sing together. So many people working on budgets and turning the clocks back and getting the mail and paying the bills and selling tickets and jam and putting together a phenomenal fire pit that will keep friends together even as they hang out outdoors in a New Hampshire winter. So many people praying for babies come too early and parents lost too soon, for recoveries that are taking too long and burdens shouldered that are just too heavy. I mean, really, will we ever be together again as a community? Paul's answer to that is, of course, we will all be together again. God came as a wee baby in the stable at Bethlehem. God came again on Easter morning. God is with us now in every moment of this life. We will meet God as if God was a visiting dignitary, and then we will fall back to earth and get down to work. In this world. We won't be whisked away to some cloud somewhere else. We'll all be together here in this world. Will we be together again as a community? Everyone? Republican and Democrat? Independents of all stripes? Will we come together regardless of ball cap? Of course we will. If death can't keep our community apart, I can't see how a few lawn signs are going to do so. Except that those lawn signs are keeping us apart more and more. Paul is talking about Jesus' return, and somehow, between when Paul was writing to the Thessalonians and now, we've turned the idea of Jesus' second coming into an ending. Jesus comes, and we flash the end on the screen, and that's it. That's not at all what Paul is saying. He's saying that Jesus comes again, and the work of this sweet earth just starts. We rise up in the air to greet God, everyone, all together, the whole community. And then we get to work. And we don't have to wait for Jesus to arrive because God is already with us. We can rise up in the air on the work and emotions that went into this week's election. And then we can come down to the ground and do what our community knows how to do. We can check in on each other and make sure everyone who needs a casserole has one. We can make sure that every whoopie pie has a home. We can rake and shovel and insulate so that no one is struggling with the early arrival of snow. More than that, we can get everyone around one table. There are no purity tests, no oaths you have to swear. Color doesn't matter, black, brown, white, red, blue. Everyone is welcome. We have to confess our shortcomings, sure. We have to accept graciously the gifts we've been given, the bread of life and the cup of salvation. We love our God and we love our country, and because of that, we are willing to put in the work together as a community to make connection, to build relationships so that no one can be described in a single word: Pharisee or prostitute, leper, Democrat, Republican. Being part of a church in Thessalonica or in Brookline is saying that you will work with anyone who turns up and is willing to work, even if they are tough to work with, even if you don't agree with them. Because if they show up, if they are willing to come to that one table where they confess their sins and commit to love, then we can work together. So let us use this election to mark a new beginning, where we confess and then commit to live love, to be love, to grow love, to share love, regardless of color, regardless of lawn sign, because that's how we come together as a community. Amen.